Hello everyone, it's nice to see you again. Now we will be discussing further concept in order to better understand the centroid. Let us move into the topic. So right now we will be discussing numerical problem. Here a T section is given. This is known as a flange and this is known as the web portion and the flange portion of a T section. So these are the technical term. Right now you are going to find the centroid of the T section at a particular place where the center of the mass is going to act, or the center of the part where the area is concentrated. So centroid analytically is determined as from the origin point the x and y coordinates give the centroidal axis. So let us draw a imaginary line of y axis and x axis here. Both the line coincide at a point called the centroid. So you have to know the coordinates from the origin. In terms of origin, you are having a y axis and x axis is drawn here after giving this picture. So you have to find the coordinate here. From origin, what is the x bar and what is the y bar in order to locate the centroid of this object. So right now we are discussing the flange part of the rectangle. From the origin, the flange section is given here. Its length is 120 mm and 10 mm, length into width 120 into 10. Now the second rectangle is here it is indicated as number 2 and it is the web section. In the web part of a rectangle, you are having a dimension of 60 mm by 10 mm. So this rectangle is purely 60 mm height and 10 mm in width. So you have to find the individual centroid and then you can find the combined centroid. So in the individual centroid is you have to find centroid of this rectangle. What is the formula to find centroid of the rectangle? It is b by 2 and d by 2, half of breadth and half of depth. So the second rectangle area now it will be 10 mm by 60 mm, which is the area. Right now next we shall identify the centroidal distance from the y axis, that is x. If we want to know the centroid G of a rectangle, the x axis will be 120 by 2. 120 by 2 will be 60 mm. So hence 120 by 2 is 60 mm. And for the second rectangle also, from the y axis the x distance will be, the total distance here is given as 120 mm. So the centroid of this rectangle will fall from origin at 120 by 2. Hence it is given as 60 mm. Next part is centroidal distance from x axis, that is y. So right now we are identifying the y distance of both the section. So the y distance will be from origin, you are having 60 mm plus the centroid of the rectangle. So this is total 10 mm. The rectangle centroid will exactly locate at 5 mm. 10 by 2 is 5. So this is the distance between the centroid of this individual rectangle. When calculating from the origin, so this is the origin, from the origin we have to add 60 and plus 5. So that is why 60 plus 10 by 2 is written here. Hence we are writing the distance of y axis of first rectangle is 60 plus 10 by 2. So 60 plus 10 by 2 is 65. And we have to know the y distance of the second rectangle. What is the total distance is 60. So d by 2, d is 60 divided by 2, that is 30 mm. So right now we know the axis of individual centroid, x and y axis. Then for identifying the combined centroidal x bar and y bar, we have the formula. For that, let us make it simple. Area into this x, so a into x and a into y. Let us multiply 1200 into 60, it will be 72,000. Like that, similarly you have to multiply the component. So the summation of a, the total area is 1800. Similarly you are having ax and ay. So here you are having a formula to identify the centroid, that is summation of ax divided by summation of a. So summation of a is 1800 and summation of ax is 1,08,000. So you got the value here as 1,08,000 and summation of ay, this is the component, that is 96,000. So 96,000 is the summation of ay. So if you divide this, you will be getting the x bar and y bar. Now the centroid of this whole area is located at, the x bar will be 60 mm at the y distance of 53.33 mm. This is the centroidal part of the whole component. So first what you are doing, individually dividing all the component and identifying the individual centroid, and then using the formula to identify the total centroid. So let us discuss another problem. Here what you got is a I section, and you can see that this I section is symmetrical towards y axis. If you cut the axis y with the part of centroid, so at left and right hand side of the object you can see the similar shape. And if you cut the object in x direction, the image is not similar. So this is for better understanding. Right now we have an I section. So this I section you have to split it into definite shape. So you are having a rectangle 1, I can see a rectangle 1, and this is rectangle 2, and I am imagining this as rectangle 3. So these three are simple shapes. You can combine these three simple shapes in order to make this built up section. So built up section is a type of section. While combining the simple shape, you will be getting a section that is known as a built up section. So all the dimensions are given: 80 mm by 10 mm, 10 mm by the height of second rectangle is 40 mm, and the third rectangle is 24 mm by 25 mm. So you have to draw a origin at the meeting point of x and y in order to find the centroid. Right now we have to identify the center part of the built up section. So let us stick into the basic. You are having a 3 rectangle. First we shall find area of each and every rectangle, that is breadth is 80, depth is 10. So 10 into 80 is 800. Next for second section is 10 into the depth is 40. So 10 into 40. Right now you are having the second section, that is 10 into 40 is 400. Into 40 is 400. Next for the third section you are having 25 into 24. So 25 into 24 is 600. So you got the summation of A. Next let us find the y-axis of each and individual centroid. The first centroid will be at a y distance of, here you are having 24 mm, 24 plus 40 plus 10 by 2. So this individual centroid will be acting at 10 by 2. Hence you have to add from the origin of x-axis. So that is 24 plus 40 plus 10 by 2. That is why it is given y1 is total 69, and the x-axis will be from the origin at a x distance of 80 by 2 is 40. So you will be having x1 is 80 by 2, that is 40. Next, let us identify for the second section. So the second section will be a rectangle. The x distance will be total, this is 80, and 80 by 2 will be 40 mm. So from y axis the distance of x will be 80 by 2, that is 40 mm, and from x axis the y distance will be 24 plus the centroid of the section, that is 40 by 2. 24 plus 40 by 2, which will be the centroidal distance of y. Then the third section is the bottom flange, which has a distance of 24 mm of overall depth. So the centroidal depth will be 24 by 2, that is 12 mm. So 24 by 2 is 12 mm, and the x distance will be total is 80 mm. Why we are considering total as 80 mm? Because the y axis falls, this is symmetrical about one section, that is from y axis all the component which is symmetry, 3 component are symmetry. If you cut this, both the side is equal and opposite. That is why the x-axis value is same for 3 section, that is for first section also 40, second and third. If you have symmetry, then directly you can take it as 40 mm for all the section. So right now we know the y, so a into y. If you multiply area into y, 800 into 69, you will be getting this ay. Similarly for 3 section. Now you can think that what about a into x? We know x is common for all the object, that is 40. So 40 into 800, that will be the answer. You have to multiply 40 into 800 plus 40 into 400 plus 600 into 40. So this will give you ax. After multiplying, you will be getting x bar as summation of ay divided by a, that is 80,000 divided by 1800. So a into y is 80,000 divided by 1800. Hence you will be getting y bar as 44.44. Next, x bar will be located at 40 mm. So if you multiply all the answer, that is area into x1, area into x2, area into x3, you will be getting sum of ax divided by sum of a is 1800. If you multiply, you can get the answer as 80 by 2. But here they have directly considered 80 by 2. Why? In the sense, if the structure is symmetry about y-axis, you can consider the common x bar as 40 mm. So you will be getting the same answer when you apply this concept, or if you apply this thumb rule. After that, the centroid will be located at, from origin, the x-axis will be 40 and y-axis will be 44.44. Let us move into the third problem. Here you can see a inverted eye, which is similar to the earlier problem. There it was a smaller flange at the bottom and larger flange at the top. So here the problem is inverse of that, the smaller flange which is there at the top and the larger flange which is there at the bottom. Here you have to use the concept, if the section is symmetry towards y-axis, then you can directly take x bar as, if this is the total 150 mm, you can take x bar as 75 mm directly. You will be knowing x bar. The only one unknown is y bar, you have to find. How you have to find the y bar? First you have to make it as simple shape, that is first rectangle, and from here to this point is second rectangle and third rectangle. You have to find centroid of each and every rectangle, 3 rectangles, and you can apply the formula to find the y bar. The component a into x is not given here. Why? Because due to symmetry x bar is taken as 75 mm. Now let us concentrate on y bar here. Now you are having the section here. Let us identify the first individual centroid, that is G1. From the bottom, if we are considering, the centroid of the section will be, this individual section has 20 mm, so the centroid will be 20 by 2, that is 10 mm. You have to take the distance from the origin. From the origin, you are having a 20 mm plus 100 mm and 20 by 2, that is 130 mm is y bar. It is y1. And for the second section, the y distance you have to consider. If you take this individual member, the individual member has a height of 100 mm, so this individual centroid of this member will be 100 by 2, that is 50 mm. For finding from the origin, 20 plus 100 by 2, so 20 plus 100 by 2, that is 70. So for the third section, from the bottom you are only having 20 mm of overall distance, so 20 by 2, which is the G3. So 20 by 2 is 10 mm. Then if you want to find area, 100 mm by 20, and second section will be 20 mm by height is 100, and third section is 20 mm by 150. 20 mm by 150. You will be getting all the area is 7000 and AY is 4,30,000. Now if you want to find y bar, 4,30,000 divided by 7,000, you will get 61.42, and the x bar is already known, that is total 150 mm, 150 and 150 by 2 is 75. Hence the problem is solved here. Students, if you can understand the concept of the centroid, where it is applied, these oriented concepts are generally applied for building a component. It can be a house, it can be an aircraft, it can be a bus or any automobile structure. First you have to know the centroid. Why? Because if you identify the centroid, then at the particular point total mass is concentrated. If you identify that point, then you can make the component a stable component. Then you can design the vehicle, you can design the car, that the car will not tilt when it is moving in a sloped area, when it is moving in a hill place, or when it is moving towards a curve. Then for identifying centrifugal force, centripetal force when moving in a curve, you can identify these forces. The centroid is the basic concept of building a structure, building a car, or building these oriented machines. So I hope this lecture would have given you clarity regarding this centroid concept. Happy learning. See you again. Thank you.